Good morning, friends. I hope you all had a great weekend and got to maybe go outside for a little bit if it wasn't too cold. And that you're ready to learn again on this Monday and start your second week of NTI learning. I'm going to go ahead and get started on your math lesson today. And I love today's math lesson. I totally wish we were in school right now because today we're going to learn all about different kinds of triangles. And all of these triangles have a name. So I'm going to go over the Envisions lesson first. So if you have your Envisions book, I want you to look at page 828. And it's just a perfect resource. This page is totally going to help you with the next assignment. Also, I think you have a packet that says use as a resource, and I know that there's some pages on there that will also be super beneficial. But an equilateral triangle, so let's start there. An equilateral triangle means that all three sides are the exact same length. So if I drew a triangle and this side measured 6 centimeters, then this side's also going to measure 6 centimeters, and the bottom is also going to measure 6 centimeters because that means that all sides are equal. So repeat after me, equilateral triangles. And when you said that, you actually said the word equal. So that way you know that all three sides are equal. And you can even see on that image, it has the 3 lines, and that is showing you that all three sides are equal. An isosceles triangle. Repeat after me, isosceles. That means that 2 sides are the same length. So I always think these triangles are kind of funky looking. If you look, the 2 sides are exactly the same length, but that one at the bottom is a completely different length. So isosceles, there are 2 sides that are the same, and then there's one that it's just kind of chilling. It's different. And lastly, you have a scalene triangle. Okay? And scalene, that means none of the sides are the same. All the sides are different lengths. So one might be 2 centimeters, one might be 8 centimeters, and one might be 5 centimeters. All sides of that triangle are different lengths. A right triangle, that should be your key word. A right triangle, you know it's going to have one right angle. And we've learned that a right angle measures 90 degrees. An acute triangle has 3 acute angles, which means that all those angles are less than 90 degrees. And an obtuse triangle has 1 obtuse angle and 1 angle that has a measure greater than a right angle, because we know that an obtuse angle measures at more than 90 degrees. Okay? So equilateral, isosceles, scalene, a right triangle, acute triangle, and an obtuse triangle. So let's go ahead and look at page 829. Numbers 3 through 6, where it says, do you know how? For numbers 3 through 6, classify each triangle by its sides and then by its angles. So on number 3, I see that 2 sides are the same, but one is different. So that means that it is an isosceles. That is an isosceles triangle. So go ahead and write isosceles, comma, and then we have to define it by its angle. Looking at any of those angles, are any of them going to be 90 degrees? None of them are going to make that perfect square. And also, none of them are greater than 90 degrees. So that is an acute triangle. So for number 3, if I were to write this on my paper, I'm going to write isosceles, and I'm going to spell my word correctly because I'm looking back into the text. So I have that it's an isosceles triangle, and then I'm going to put my comma, and then I'm going to say that it's acute because all those angles inside are an acute angle. So you should have 2 words written down. isosceles, and acute. Let's look at number 4. Number 4, oh my goodness, I'm looking at all 3 of those lines and it's telling me that all 3 sides are equal. So for number 4, I'm going to write equilateral and then it tells me, well, it doesn't tell me. I'm going to have to figure that one out. None of those make that perfect square. So unfortunately, it's not going to be a right triangle. Also, I don't see any angles that are really large, so none are going to be an obtuse angle. So this one's going to be equilateral and acute. So I have my word equilateral and then my comma and then acute. Let's look at number 5. On number 5 and 6, they're both going to be the same type of triangle. By looking at that picture, I can tell that none of the sides are equal. So that means that it is going to be a scalene triangle. So for number 5 and 6, I'm going to write scalene. However, the angles are different. So let's look at number 5. I see that perfect square inside. And that perfect square tells me that it measures at 90 degrees. What kind of angle have we learned that measures at 90 degrees? Hopefully you are thinking it is a right angle. So I'm going to put right underneath. Okay? And last but not least, let's look at number 6. We've already determined that it's scalene because I can see that none of the sides are equal. But now I'm trying to look at the angle and I can see that there's a very large angle. And I have learned that those large angles, they measure at more than 90 degrees. So I know that number 6 is obtuse. That is an obtuse angle. Okay, so here is today's assignment. You need to finish numbers 7 through 15. And you're going to turn the page to page 831. And you're going to do numbers 1 through 6. That is the bottom part of the page. The top part is like a little cheat sheet for you. So that means that I'm only leaving you about 14 problems to do by yourself. So go ahead and work on those independently. If you have a question, comment on the videos. Have your mom or dad send me a text on the Remind app, and I will get back to you as soon as I can, or you can even send me an email. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow on Tuesday. Bye.